Merry Christmas to everybody out in the Supreme world. And we are so excited today to have a very, very special guest. And I can't be in more anticipation than right now, because I'm excited for our loan officers to hear from Alex Rozhansky. And I want to tee it off with him. First, before I do that, though, we did call each other, and I said, "What are you wearing?" And he said, "Black." I said, "Okay, we'll match." So we did this together so we would be just, visually appealing. So I want to turn it over to Alex. I'd like him to introduce himself to you, where he's located, what branch he's in. So those are the first two questions. And then how long he's been in the business. So if you can start there.
Yeah, my name is Alex Rozhansky. I live in Dallas, Texas, Farmers Branch, Texas to be exact. I'm at branch 150, and I've been almost 3 years, actually, in 5 days. Will be 3 years.
Yeah, I was excited to have Alex because he's newer to the business, but what he's accomplished has been just nothing short of remarkable. And I wanted you to hear from him how he's done it, how he's built his business. But first, I always have to ask this question. I have two for you today, Alex, is what's something no one would know about you? And then your favorite Christmas movie. And if you say Die Hard, we're going to throw down.
I feel like I watch the Home Alone movies every Christmas season. Home Alone.
Home Alone. Yeah. Okay.
I thought about it actually, what nobody would know about me, and I looked it up, and not many people have been skydiving.
Skydiving.
So, skydiving. Yeah,
Ooh.
when I was 18.
Well, you're so
I went skydiving. Yeah.
daring. Were you so scared?
No, actually, it was really fun.
You loved it.
No,
you were good.
I thought I'd be scared, but no.
And once
really.
you got up there, you were like, "Oh, this is good."
No, it was awesome. Actually, I would recommend it to everyone.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
It was a lot of fun.
Well, give him just a context about volume, because I always like to talk about how you're going to end up in 2025 for volume and units.
2025 should end probably 32 million and 112 units is where we should be.
Which is phenomenal,
Yeah.
just phenomenal. And your average loan amount?
It's like 295,000.
And of that 112 units, how many of them are self-sourced or referral-based when you kind of look back at your business model?
80% is referrals, I would say. 80% comes from referrals. 10% of those I would say come from save deals. I would consider them maybe referrals too. But some agent said, "Hey, you should send it to him, and maybe he can figure it out." So 10% probably comes from that, and another 10% probably comes from just cold calling leads.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then your support system around you. I know you're in Corey Martilla's area, and he's terrific. Do you have your own processor? Do you have your own loan officer assistant? Tell everybody listening your team support.
So I do use an assistant. Her name's Dallas. She's great. I probably do 95% of the work on my own though. Like collecting documents and all that kind of stuff. She helps with ordering insurance and if there's something sending stuff to sign for the most part. I do the majority of it.
Yep.
So I don't have my own. She actually helps probably 10 people if I had to guess.
Okay, I just want to re-emphasize this, because I always hear this from loan officers. I need an assistant. I'm like, no, you don't. If you're efficient and you're very consistent, and we're going to talk about that, you don't need an assistant to a certain point, and then you do. So you share Dallas with a number of loan officers.
She does help a lot if I need it though.
Okay.
Yeah, she will do it.
She'll jump
great.
in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Processor, I don't have my own processor. I don't know how many people she helps, but her name's Kendall Smith.
So you share a processor
she does a lot
too.
of loans actually.
Okay.
So no, not my own. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So that's good for people to know, because sometimes we as loan officers can, come up with excuses.
Yeah. No, they both do a good job. They help out a lot when I need it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just want to also ask, what did you do before you became a loan officer?
I was in college.
You were in college?
Yeah.
How old are you?
25.
25. Okay.
Yeah.
So straight from college.
I actually drove out here the day that I passed my last test. same day.
Yeah.
Yeah, drove through the night, got here in the morning, and then started.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. Will you go back to when you started and how you started and what happened, if you don't mind sharing that story? Because everybody always wants to know, how did he get here? How did he get to doing consistently, 10 to 12 units a month?
First 2 weeks, I probably sat with somebody my first 2 weeks, if I had to guess. Just, watching them and seeing how they used Encompass and how they called people, how they talked to them over the phone. And then I didn't do any like assistant work or anything. I kind of just started calling leads as soon as I got done with that.
Yep.
And the whole goal was to pull out people who couldn't get approved or that were difficult files and find an agent to send them to. So I'd come in for the first year and a half, probably was majority. I called a lot more leads than I do now, cold call leads rather than referrals. But I mean, it happened pretty quick that I sent a deal to the right agent, and it just grew everything from there.
Okay.
But it was a
so
lot
you were
of
taking
calls.
turn downs and then
Turn downs.
figuring out, and obviously in Corey's branch, you had help.
Mm-hmm.
You had people who were mentoring you. I want to just go back for a second. One of the things I have said over and over to people is find your circle, find the greatest people you can around you, and shadow them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you were doing. You
For
were
sure.
shadowing somebody probably really good and listening.
Yeah.
Perfect.
A lot of listening.
A lot of
for sure.
listening.
The first deal I actually got out of there was probably out of cold calling leads was a truck driver who could not get approved with Rocket. And he was actually the guy that I sent to the first agent that I ever talked to. And I mean, it just all grew from there. It happened fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that agent probably still uses
Yeah,
you.
I have deals with her this month. Yeah.
Yes. And
all
you
the time.
never forget the name of that borrower either.
Never.
Right?
I know him. Yeah, I know him
No,
well.
I remember my first borrower that I turned over to an agent, and that agent, I love it.
And you kind of got to fake it till you make it too. I was like, yeah, I think we could probably do that
Let
deal.
me call you back. I'll find out for you.
Yeah,
you don't have
exactly.
Yes,
It was,
just fake it till you make it.
Yeah, but it was a difficult deal, and we did. I think it was a 20-day close maybe. So
Yeah.
faster, but not super fast, and they just loved the experience. So
How have you overcome? Because you're young.
Mm-hmm.
You're young. How have you overcome that in the industry with agents?
You got to sound older on the phone. Yeah, you have to sound older on the phone. When I tell them how old I am, they probably don't know most of the time, unless now I've talked to them for a while.
Yeah.
But they don't really care about the age. As long as you close deals, I mean, I think people are going to do business with who they like.
Yeah. And you
so.
have such a confidence
Yeah.
about you and how you speak too. It just kind of exudes that you feel secure and you're confident in your knowledge level.
For sure. Even I have a couple college friends that work here now too, and I told them, I mean, even if you don't think it's right, if you say it confidently, I mean, nobody's gonna question it. So for sure, kind of faking it till you actually make it, and then you actually know. But in the beginning, I didn't know.
So let's go back to the beginning, because again, you were obviously working extremely hard to get going. Talk about your daily kind of setup and your disciplines, and why. I would imagine you're a disciplined person to begin with, Alex, that's your history. But how did you set yourself up to start? Because there's so many loan officers also that have bad habits.
Yeah, I think, well, for me, I didn't know any times where rates were good. So I came in and I was like,
it was almost 8%.
It's 8%, and I'm like, I think that's great. So a good attitude for sure. But for the first year I was there, I mean, I still am, but I showed up early every day, and I left late every day. I came in on
So what's
on
early
Saturdays.
And what's late?
At least before 9, like 8:30, 8:15. I mean, I don't think many people are answering the phone before 8 a.m., so I don't really think it's worth it. But by 9, I wanted to be like ready to go. Computer on, coffee, water, everything that you need ready to go. Yeah, because I don't like being late. Nobody forced me to do it, but I just didn't like being late. So come in early and leave late, and my goal was 100 calls a day for the first, however long it took until it got started, and that happened pretty quick. But I continued that. So came in early all the time, left late, and then outside of work, you got to have a good like routine with working out and
So hang on, I just want to go back and touch on 100 calls a day, and those were leads in the beginning, and so your capture rate was probably what, 1 or 2%?
Yeah, it was 10% of everything. 100 calls, 10 people answered, one person applied, maybe.
Yeah. So think about, everybody needs to think about that. It's fine to say I want to do leads, but that is a typical statistic.
Yeah.
Is that 10% on call, you might get one deal out of it.
For sure.
And you have to be willing to put the grind in.
Yeah, and the goal was not to call leads for the rest of my life. It was just to get it going that way.
To launch
and
yourself.
And it did. Yeah. If you put in the work with those, you will be able to, in my opinion, get some business from it.
Yeah. And then you were able to take those leads over time and then convert some of them back into leads for realtors. So that started setting up your referral.
Yeah,
base.
that's all I wanted to do. I didn't want them to have a realtor already or anyone helping them. I wanted to be the person too.
Did you
to send it to them.
Did you start calling on realtors apart from the leads?
I didn't. When I sent out that first deal that I got out of there, the truck driver, I did research who to send it to, and it actually, it didn't even come with my research. There's a real estate office like right down the street here.
Yeah.
And I texted them like, hey, do you have anyone in this area that would be good? And they sent me her name, and I sent it to her, and we had a 30-minute conversation the first time, and I sent it to her, and that was it. And it just grew from there.
Yeah. How do you today, how are you gardening, harvesting, making sure that you take care of your realtors and you keep your realtors? Because that's obviously
it's really tough, actually. To talk to all of them is very difficult. I'm still figuring that part out. But I do deals with them very consistently. So I'm talking to a lot of them, or lunch, or just a quick phone call, text message to check in. I'm not like a huge social media person. You won't see me commenting on all of their posts or posting on my own. But for the most part, maybe I just did a good job of engraving my name into their head, but they'll call me out of the blue and be like, hey, I got my first deal in 6 months, and I want you to call them.
Yeah, and success leaves clues. And so the question I want to ask you too, Alex, is you're in a big office with a lot of people. So number one, how many people go into the office every day? What's the percentage in the office?
Probably every day, 30, maybe.
Yeah. It's
30,
changed since COVID.
Yeah, I like going into the office. I do. I think
so. That's where I'm leading you, because Alex shared with me, he goes in every single day. You're ready to go. Typically, you've got your coffee, everything's set up, and you're jamming by 9, right? And then you stay late most days, and late can be 6, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, it could be. It could be later than that. I think Monday this week was like 7:30.
Yeah.
Today it sounds like we're gonna go biking in the afternoon, so probably leave a little bit early. But for the most part, it's probably 6:30. If I had to guess, maybe a little bit later.
There's a consistency to your discipline.
For sure, and it seems to get busier later in the day. People get off work and they're ready to call you, or they send you documents or whatever you need. So it is later evenings most of the time. Yeah.
You also do a ton of follow-up, and you don't leave it to Dallas necessarily. You're not leaving it necessarily to your processor. You're doing a lot of that. So you're touching listing agent and selling agent and borrower.
Yeah.
I see that also, where I think it's, especially in loan officers that aren't doing much business, they're expecting an LOA to do it for them or a processor to do it for them. And I don't know what you think about that, but I think they're missing a huge opportunity to connect.
I like doing it on my own. Maybe I'm a control freak, but I want to say it to them how I want to say it and make sure that they feel confident in everything. So I do call them all myself. Now I do like some Spanish speaking leads and customers too. So Dallas and I handle those together. So I talk to the agents, but I don't talk to the borrower. And that's the only time that she handles it. Otherwise, it's always me.
So you've been over the last 3 years here at Supreme, you've been exposed to a lot of different loan officers and, different levels. And what's your takeaways that you can always stand back and look at yourself and go, okay, this is absolutely part of my success formula, or whatever you want to call it. What is that success formula?
Well, I think the consistency and like the momentum that you get from doing that definitely helps. The attitude 100% helps, but also, I mean, if you don't have anything to do right now, there are people you can call, always. So maybe people are going to hate me for saying this too, but people who have been doing this for a long time, they get stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it. I wasn't here, but when rates were really low and people had deals falling in their lap, it was easy. And I mean, it's just not like that anymore, I don't think. But I never saw it. I think people get in their way a lot. Like if there's nothing to do, call some people.
Yeah. You have a database.
Here. Yeah. I mean, database is huge too. I didn't have a database to call when I started.
Anything.
Yeah. Now I do call them all the time, and they call me all the time too. But if you have 1,000 people in your database, call them. There are some people that don't, for sure.
Yes. And being just very intentional about it, like you said, and doing it every single day, day in and day out. Is there other things that you are starting to implement now that maybe you weren't doing to increase your business?
Getting a little bit more organized, for sure. It happened so fast that I didn't have a chance to get a good system in place. I do have a good system now, but it's difficult to, I mean, when you're getting tons of referrals, it's hard to keep them all organized and make sure you're following up with them and knowing, taking notes on them and making sure that you call them back and you actually know what's going on rather than being like, what did we talk about last time? So it's getting organized for sure is kind of what I'm implementing. I think maybe in 2026 we should start doing some social media, but I haven't. I know
we're trying to talk to Alex.
I'm not 100% on that yet. I don't love the social media stuff.
Yeah, it's it's for some people it's just not. They don't want to do it, but they also kind of understand. As time goes on, it's just an easier, much more efficient way for you to reach
to touch everyone.
Your database, right? And your referral partners. How do you throw any kind of events for your realtors? Are you doing anything to kind of gather them together to?
I've done events for them for sure. Mostly it's been their events that their office is doing that I show up to.
Okay. Yeah, that's great.
No personal ones that I've done. I want to, kind of like a client to agent appreciation thing. I haven't figured out how to do it yet or when I'm going to do it.
Okay.
And it takes a lot of planning, and
it does.
I need to do that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, a lot of them are friends too.
Yeah.
So 10 of them know each other, and so I see one and I see all 10.
Yeah.
So I don't have to do separate events for all of them.
The other thing I have observed with you is your knowledge level. How much time a day or a week do you spend researching guidelines, understanding new products, making sure that you're educated?
Yeah, quite a bit. I wrote it down too. I do like proving people wrong. When somebody says that we can't do something, I want to figure out a way to do it.
Yeah.
And so it actually happened yesterday. My friend Luke, who's working here now, he had a loan that I won't even say his name, but somebody said you couldn't do that. And so I went into the actual like 4001 handbook and I found the guideline in there and I sent it to him and I'm like, no, you actually can.
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I like proving them wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're on my team, so they want to do it too, but
so you're continuously studying and making sure that you're staying up to date, guidelines, products, knowledge level. And you can tell, like the way you speak, I would be like, oh yeah, Alex said it, so we can do it.
Yeah. And when you
Corey put in the chat, he said it was me, jerk.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah, all the time. I like researching that stuff, and I do a lot of difficult deals too. So I have to look through it and see how we can, push it through and maneuver it the proper way to get it done. So I mean, I'm always looking at the guidelines, not necessarily reading through them, but finding what I need and what I want to see.
Yeah, you're very, we're very fortunate at Supreme because, again, you and I were talking a little bit about this before we even started. Just, certainly won't say the names of the companies, but there's so much support here. And obviously you have Corey and his incredible team and Brenna, and I mean, they're phenomenal, and just that support. And then you have the corporate support and the operational excellence. And I don't know that people really understand the true value of that. And I don't want to say you lucked into it, But to come to Supreme initially and be here and be able to do what I would venture to say it would have been pretty hard if you had gone to where, you know, you didn't have the mentorship with Corey and team.
For sure.
And yeah.
I mean, I did work at a different place, but it was more like an assistant role. It was Altitude Home Loans is what
Oh,
it was
you
called.
did?
Yeah,
Yeah,
while I was in college.
Okay.
And it was a work from home, like assistant position. I did some Facebook stuff for them. It wasn't anything crazy, but they all worked from home. And I do agree that it was good to be here because coming into the office and being with everyone every day, I probably learned in 3 years what I would have learned in 10 somewhere
Right.
else, just because you can go to somebody's office and ask them a question and they'll tell you right away, rather than,
Yeah.
hey, can I schedule a Zoom call with you? You know,
Yeah.
it made it a lot easier.
Yeah, I cannot emphasize enough to people listening, if you have an office, set your hours and go in and shadow.
Yeah, I love going in. Yeah.
Yeah, the camaraderie, number one. I mean, Scott and I've talked about that. The culture emphasis also, but you also pick up, like, just think about it. Luke talks to you about that deal, and then he realizes you're like, nope, we can do this, you know, prove me wrong.
Yeah, you learn way faster, and it doesn't even have to be working the whole day. I mean, I definitely play a couple
Yeah.
games of ping pong a day, you know, and
Yeah.
take some time off. It's just makes it more fun and more productive. You don't do as much at home, in my opinion, as you would if you came in every day.
Yeah, I asked you when you and I were talking about this call, I asked you to write down, when you step back from yourself and you're going at the skydive level and looking down at Alex and you're like, okay, what have we missed that we haven't been talking about that has made you successful? And I also want to ask that if Corey's watching, if he throw it in the chat, what he also sees with Alex that makes Alex, you know, just one or two things, Corey, that we can shout out that maybe he's too humble, because I've also noticed that about you. You're very confident, but there's a big difference between confidence and arrogant, and you're not arrogant at all. You're just very confident, but you also have this beautiful kind of humility to you.
Do you want me to answer it? I think what I do outside of work has actually helped a lot.
Yeah, let's
for
talk
sure.
about that.
Yeah, I think when you wake up early every day, and
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to go in the morning. Some people aren't morning people, but at least 4 or 5 times a week, get a
Yeah.
good workout in. Maybe turn off your phone while you do it. Do something that's going to benefit you rather than maybe having a drink at home and going to bed.
Yeah.
People go out on Thursdays sometimes here, and I'll be like, nope, I'm going to bed. I got to
Yeah.
work out in the morning. They're like, why are you doing that? I'm
'Cause
like,
I'm
I got stuff to do
It's
tomorrow.
a school night.
Yeah. So the routine's been big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Routine.
You know, I think
Yeah.
going out sometimes and enjoying yourself is important. I've gotten better at it. But the routine has been big for sure. You know, going either to work out at the gym or going
Yeah.
biking or playing pickleball or paddle is what we've started playing at the office now. Anything where you can go and move and clear your mind for a little bit. And,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not going to say
Well, there's
but-
I've talked about this here and there on different calls. I've talked about neural pathways,
Mm-hmm.
and what you're creating is just that habit, good habit. You can create a good habit, or you can create a bad habit.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is you're fighting against, going that direction to the bad habit. You're creating that neural pathway for that good habit. So your brain wants to keep going back to that, going, that felt good.
Yeah.
That was good for me. That was productive.
It's almost like when you're going to the gym all the time and getting in like the best
Yeah.
shape of your life,
Yeah.
and then you miss one day and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm kind of don't feel so great today.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it's become now.
Yeah.
Where if I don't do at least something or go in, it does. It does
Yeah.
for me.
What did Corey have to say, Morgan?
Corey said consistency. Work out every day, show up every day. Push yourself physically so you can push yourself professionally.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Push yourself physically so you can push yourself. It's just, you see it. Success has clues. It always has clues. And it's the same kind of thing as that discipline with your physical body, and it's also your mental. Is there anything else?
Susan called me and asked, do you set goals in each year, and do you make a business plan?
Business plan I did not do for this year. Actually, I think I
We
might
did
have.
one
It
at
might-
Supreme Howdy.
yeah.
We made you do
that was
one.
that was for next year. I might have one actually in my office for this year. I can't remember if I did it or not, but I think we did end of the year meetings, and
Yeah.
and I did make one. My goal in the beginning of the year was after my first year, it was just to make President's Club, and then this year it was just to do 20 million again, and that was my goal. I have goals that I want to hit, and then other ones that if I hit them, I'll be happy.
Yeah, so I'm going to put you on the spot. What's ahead for you for 2026 from what you want to?
I think same goal. I mean,
you're
20 million, but
you're shooting low.
I do want to
hit 32 million.
I want to beat what I did this year, whether that's by one loan or $1 or 100,000. It doesn't matter, and hopefully bring in one more new person if we can. Yeah.
I also want to point out, in getting to spend some time with you in Texas at our top loan officer summit, which was phenomenal. You keep it pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have it's not complicated. It's like, get up, do the same thing every day, same habits, same discipline over and over and over. And I also see that people can over-engineer their life plan, their business plan, and sometimes it just becomes too much. So it's very simple.
It is, yeah. Work out, go to work, and
and work. Eat clean and don't drink. Maybe on the weekend I might do something.
A little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
and it's fun too. I mean, even having a routine and like going into the office every day. I mean, I don't mind it. I enjoy it. So.
Yeah, routine is important, very important. Is there any other questions coming in the chat, Maureen, that we need to address? I guess the thing I would also just, as we're kind of closing out here, Alex, it's not complicated for people. What would you leave as you also have, you get to observe loan officers that you're bringing also underneath you to mentor them? Where do you see where they have gaps that they miss?
Gaps that they miss in regards to
to the business.
Yeah. It's hard to teach people to drive, to want to do it.
Yeah. There you go. Right there.
I mean, when you don't have anything going, you don't have anything going. So it's tough. The drive, and maybe like doing what others don't, because everyone goes out on the weekends. Why don't I go out too?
Right.
So it's tough to say no in regards to that. That's the only thing I really see is the drive. It's tough to teach people to show up on time, maybe leave a little late and not go out every weekend, maybe once a month if you want to, but at some point the routine has to change.
Stay and do the hard
things that other people won't.
It's just been, go ahead. We have another question. Here we go, Maureen.
How do you get leads when you work for a Supreme branch?
We had a system that I could pull them out of. I don't know if everyone does or not, but we did.
You can, again, different branches have set up their own lead systems, and there's also, so many different lead companies out there. But again, I want to go back to your success rate so people really understand. If you are a cold caller and you're a dialer, because that's what you were, it is really, really, really difficult. Mm-hmm. And so when people think, I should just sign up for leads, what they don't understand is you're going to make 100 calls in a day. You might connect with 10 people. Out of the 10, 8 are going to probably be really angry with you. You might engage in 2 of the conversations, and then over time, following up, you might get 1 deal. I just want people to understand how difficult leads are, because
it is tough.
It's super tough, but it's a great way for somebody to get started. To your point, Alex, if they have that drive, if they have that drive, and they also have the discipline, they have the routine, they have it's almost like you are fanatically obsessed with 100 calls a day. And if you're not that person, forget about leads.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Because I've seen that over the years. I've seen where people are like, I got to get leads. And I'm like, okay, let's talk about what that really means.
and you're going to get burnt out from doing it too. But I really believe it happened for me so fast. So I can't really like talk on it a lot. But I mean, Ryan, my other buddy from college, he'll probably do 8 or 9 million maybe this year.
Yeah.
So it's a proven track record, but it's going to take everyone a different amount of time to like catch their big break, where
Yeah.
you get that big agent or that referral partner or borrower who sends you 10 other people or whatever it may be. But it will happen at some point, I believe, if you keep doing it.
Yeah. I want to close out with just, I want to state this again. I believe you can take the trajectory that you have been on, but only if, and I'm just going back to watching and observing so many loan officers over the years, because I've seen it. And we had some of the people obviously with us at the top loan officer summit, but they're fanatically obsessed with that trajectory, meaning I'm going to do this over and over and over, and they do, and not everybody can be that person.
Totally. Yeah. I have become obsessed with it a little bit, the numbers and stuff. I mean, I know exactly what I'm going to do and how many deals I have and how many leads I've gotten, and I do keep track of everything.
Yeah. It's I call it the clicker mentality, meaning click, I got to keep clicking till I hit my.
I like it. People will say I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got to do this next month or something. They're like, why?
Because.
Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with it.
Yeah. And you're not looking at somebody else. You're not chasing somebody in front of you. It's like your own goal that you've set for yourself. This has been great. Anything else, Morgan, in the chat?
Final question, sir. Time. Luke asked, how do you find motivation in times where you're not naturally feeling it?
Some days you just don't have it, but definitely maybe getting a workout in or going for a walk or something. If you wake up with no motivation, do something that'll get you motivated. Do some push-ups, or go for a walk, jump in the pool. Something that's going to get your heart racing a little bit and your mind going. You just don't have it every day.
You don't.
I definitely don't.
Nope.
Probably I did say it probably for like the last 30 days, maybe excluding like the last 2 weeks. I wasn't feeling it either, but I just kept doing it.
Yeah, I put that Supreme Morning out on Monday from Mike Tyson. It was basically love it, even when you hate it.
Yeah, you're not going to feel it every day.
You're never going to.
You just won't. Yeah.
And if you go off of feelings, forget it, because you're never going to do it. So you just get up, and that's where that neural pathway component is so important, that you're doing it over and over and over, because your body gets up and goes, okay, time to grind.
Yeah, super used to it at this point. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we are going to close out. This has been wonderful. You're wonderful, and I get it. I get why you're doing what you're doing, and keep going, Alex. And we're so blessed to have you here at Supreme, and thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right. With that, we will see you next month, and stay tuned for our special guest next month, and hopefully this was helpful and you took something away that you can apply to your business, and you keep getting after it. So God bless. Take care.